Looks like my stream is going a little bit slower according to YouTube. I got a little warning signal. Hopefully that gets a little bit better. Purple pupply. I am horrible at tongue twisters. Purple. So let's hope for the best here with the stream. Well, all right, we'll just see what happens. All right, I guess we'll get started now because I feel like yesterday I was a little squeezed on time, so might as well start like a minute early here. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the live stream where we first review the watch list, then we trade the market open every day. I hope everyone's feeling good, ready to go. Tuesday, Wednesday, really weak days in the market. I feel like in the market, you don't see like 3 days in a row patterns as much. I feel like people recognize things and then they kind of adjust quicker in the market, but we'll see. So far, we're seeing a pretty hot market today, so let's see if it continues. Pre-market's pretty nice. MOXC, definitely the lead gapper, followed by PED. PED, though, sold off a lot pre-market, so a bit of a red flag there. We'll review both tickers in a little bit. Oh, no, Tan. It's not what I want to hear. All right, guys, so today is Thursday after all. It's the 27th of August. It's 9:15 more or less a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got another 15 minutes here before the market opens at 9:30, and then we'll wrap up trading usually around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might have to run a little bit earlier today. We'll see how it goes. If the trading is hot, I don't mind staying a little bit longer and kind of being late to other things. But if the trading's not hot, then I'll probably wrap up a little bit before 11 today. Quick reminder for all that are new, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. My trades are quick and not meant to be followed. Please always know yourself, why you are entering and exiting a trade. This community is for us to help each other, for us to learn from each other. Don't just blindly follow anyone's picks, and don't spam, please, or else you will be put in timeout or kicked. Check out the video description below for some FAQs. Let's talk about MOXC because this one is kind of interesting. MOXC here, 5 million float, Chinese internet content and info company agrees on merger terms. I traded this one twice pre-market, both times very conservatively. This first entry was a little sad because I only got a partial fill on this one. Could have been a really nice win, and sometimes when I get a partial fill I just close it. I don't like average higher. I don't really know why I do that, but yeah, I don't know. I had a much bigger fill here, getting this pretty decent little bounce and then selling into the possible double top here. I wanted to buy this pullback here. I don't really know why I didn't. I kind of chickened out of it. Yeah, but that would have been a really good one. And there's a few good dip opportunities in this area. I was getting a little bit uneasy as we were kind of approaching the double top here, 3.8, which is also multi-month support and resistance. Huge resistance there at 3.8. Can I just kind of put a little bit more in this chart? Let's see if I scroll back here. 3.8. Yeah, so MOXC actually has pivots. Usually hold numbers and half dollars are very psychologically important. MOXC is a little bit of an oddball. It sometimes does like the clean 5 and the 2.5. Those are very clean, I found. But oftentimes I'll see like this one have a little bit more price action around like 320 or something a little bit less orthodox. Right here, 380. This is a very key zone. For kind of like 12, 411, kind of an interesting zone. So, kind of give this one a little bit of a, let this one do its thing. It's a 5 million float, but somehow it kind of moves like a 20, 30, 50 million float, in my opinion. I might be wrong. MOXC, right here in this area, now that was 3 million float kind of movement, but somehow ever since then it's been, you know, big volume. Breakouts tended to be a little bit more, you know, relaxed, and I don't know, that was just my experience. Maybe you guys had a different experience with it. I'm just like that's just what I'm thinking right now. Yeah, so how would I want to be trading this one after the market opens? I'm really thinking here, we got the 4-hour chart, we got a huge relative volume, we got, you know, decent merger catalyst. I'm thinking about, you know, that any sort of bigger pullbacks on this one is going to be met with pretty big support. So even now, I would probably consider trading it, or anytime, you know, dipping towards like close to 320, I'd probably be jumping on MOXC for a red to green move. If we don't get a red to green move, I think this might, you know, break out and have nice pullbacks and kind of a continuation from what we've seen. So we'll see how far it pulls back and then kind of readjust our ideas. We got PED. This one's a little bit trickier. 8 million float, US oil and gas. Indicates interest to acquire Sunridge. So possible, you know, acquisition there. A lot of spikes on PED that are very short-lived. This thing just loves spiking to the upside. We found huge support around 0.8. Now we're well above $1. Right now, about like there's a kind of a trending zone between like 115 and 1.5. So we're kind of roughly in this area, right here at 115 and then 1.5, kind of halfway house around 1.3. So we'll see how this continues. So far, pretty interesting one. I took one small trade on PED pre-market. We were cracking VWAP. You know, we're peaking out on the sell volume. I bought on the peak of the sell volume, had a limit order at 132. It was getting chipped away. I felt fairly confident that, you know, 1.3 was big support. So I was like, okay, well, I'm risking about 2 cents to at least make VWAP retest. I felt like there was good risk reward here. So this one worked out really nicely. Yeah, so we're, you know, a decent little profit here so far. About, you know, over 100, which is nice. About 150 bucks profit so far. We'll see. I got to be calm, collected, you know, only look for the best setups. And then ideally, I want to get a little bit more aggressive when I see those breakout pullbacks. I've been really missing a lot of moves lately because I just wasn't as aggressive this week on some of the classic kind of breakout continuation moves. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jared, are you talking about the hurricane in Louisiana? Hurricane season is really picking up now, huh? VBIV, another interesting ticker, but the thing about this one, you know, 800 million float market cap, 230 million shares outstanding, with I think a float around 150 million. U.S. biotech with preclinical data on coronavirus, 1-dose vaccine, kind of good catalyst, just a big ticker compared to the small caps that we trade. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. This one, definitely a bit of a slow mover here. Some support around 4, let's see, it's trending at. And when this thing hit $3, this was a pretty serious long-term support and resistance. Would have been a great bottom bounce on this one. I could have, should have, would have been trading it because this was on my former gapper list, so I was watching it at one point. So yeah, $3 would have been great support on a dip buy on this one. Yeah, hurricane season, I feel like it really starts around September. Well, I think it starts like in August. I don't know when it officially starts, but I remember growing up in Florida, like September, October was kind of like the end. But September, right around my birthday, the amount of times I've evacuated the East Coast of Florida for my birthday growing up is just ridiculous. I've lost count. Ugh. So it ends late November. Okay, yeah, that's much later than even I remember. Do I think PED will break the 185 level? I mean, that's the critical spot, right, with PED. So if we just come back here, kind of scroll back a little bit, that was the pre-market high. And the 4-hour chart with decent volume here, you know, kind of suggests that if we, as long as we go back above 1.5 and kind of hold that area, I think we could. It's hard to say for now. Big kind of overall volume here, which unfortunately is a red candle on the 4-hour, but that's a little bit less relevant for the day trading. We'll see. So far, decent relative volume on both these tickers. We'll see what kind of action we see. It's really kind of picking up some, always around like 9. There's always like a new push of volume in the pre-market trading. Kind of interesting. Could also be to the downside. It's not guaranteed that it's going to be to the upside. But right now, PED is climbing nicely higher. So we'll see how we want to trade this one. I think, you know, if we break above 1.5, this thing could definitely rip. But I think I wouldn't mind trading this one at the open closer to 1.3. I'd be a little bit more confident around that zone. But from the current point we're at, I mean, that's a pretty big pullback. That's like a 10% pullback. So I'm not really sure if that's going to happen. But in terms of like what I would like, that would probably be closer to what I would like. Is the Fed Chair Powell going to affect the market today? I mean, that's the great thing about trading small caps. They don't move as closely to the market. A lot of these small caps, you know, they're flying for a day or two and then they're back to zero. So, you know, they're up on their catalyst. Tiny floats, anything can move these companies. It is nice when the markets are generally okay. I actually like a little bit of red in the overall like SPY for the small caps. MOXC, wow, look at that sell-off here. Found a little bit of bottom around 29. Wouldn't be surprised if it had a little pop to the upside right around here, but another 4 minutes here till the market opens, and that was a kind of nice little sell-off we saw. If anyone notices the XPEV IPO taking place, definitely don't hesitate to shout that out. I'm not totally sure when they will IPO. PED has shares outstanding. Actually, I didn't go through their 10Q or 8Ks. I watched that video with Jack Ma and Elon Musk. They are so different. I'm actually quite surprised how different they are in terms of how they view certain things. Oh, it was good. It was good. Thanks for sharing. Call him stupid. I think Jack just... I don't know. It was like very, very subjective opinions I feel like he had in terms of not being able to maybe understand where Elon's coming from. I don't know. It was hard to like maybe put it in the correct terms, but I don't know. I think maybe not being as open-minded. I don't know. It's hard to say. It made me sell my Baba shares. Yeah, I mean, like, it was kind of like a shocker. I was like, oh man, Jack, what's going on? Seem a little on edge. All right, so let's see what's going on here with MOXC. Still selling off. You know, I actually really was thinking about picking up some shares of this around 320. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting such a strong sell-off on MOXC before the market opened, which makes me think we might actually see a pretty strong little rally right back to VWAP on the open. I would not be surprised on a move like that. So let's see what happens. Got another minute here before the market opens. Got to make sure everything is looking right. Always make sure you have your orders ready to go. Do 300 and average in probably somewhat quickly if I do have a trade. PED, I'm still watching this one, having some issues around 1.5. PED is going to be interesting to watch on the open. Again, something closer to VWAP I find would be much more interesting, but I'm not sure if it's going to have such a strong pullback. We'll see what happens. Anything in like the 37 or 35 could be an option. All right, guys, good luck, everyone. MOXC, let's see if it breaks that 9 EMA. That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen here. Oh, don't forget to change the days. Whoa, huge breakout on PED. Already at 167, 175. Wow, that was a rip on PED. With that 8 million float, that was impressive. That was really impressive. MOXC, strong move as well. Taps, pulls back. A bit of a flush here on MOXC. Would have had to been really quick on that one. Whoa, huge flush. 8%. Wow. This thing is selling off like no tomorrow. This might get halted here. I mean, we usually don't see halts this quick. That was a very, very volatile open on MOXC. Possible support closer to 3. Wow, this thing is dumping. Watching PED as well. Why is this thing dumping so much? Self was really, really strong. Went down to 301. It was like a 9% dip. I'm still watching PED. Ah, Corey, no. Did you move your limit order on the ladder? Apparently that causes some issues. MOXC, that was such strong selling pressure. I'm going to see that there's could be a possible entry here. Let's see if it breaks. Small size. Possible entry here. Didn't get my fill that I wanted. Was looking for out of this one. Actually, fake news. No, I'm not. I got 22 shares left. Small trade here. Watching PED, this one's looking really, really strong, guys. Got to watch out on MOXC. That was a really strong sell-off. It looked like there was a bit of a reversal, so I jumped in on this one. Didn't get my full share size. I haven't seen a sell-off probably this strong in a little bit, so it's always good to be extra cautious on these. Don't really know what's going on. Doesn't look like it's going to have that red to green like we were thinking it could. PED, guys, this is really the one to be watching, especially if you're more of a pullback breakout trader. Here we go, MOXC. Possible red to green, or at least possible 9-minute E made retest 5%. Could be pretty nice. PED had a huge 20% move off of VWAP and the 9 EMA. Really nice. Oh man, Corey, I feel you. Yeah, apparently moving the limit order on the ladder causes issues. You can move it on the chart. That's what support told me. So far, I'm gonna kind of be pause off on MOXC. Maybe I'll trade it again, but at the moment, that was a really strong sell-off. We have huge support here at 3, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was secondary flush. So that's what I'm thinking could happen. I'm gonna be a little careful here. PED, absolutely mind-blowing, over $2. There we go. There's the second flush on MOXC. Down about 13.5% from the open. Absolutely wicked. I would maybe consider buying this one on a dip closer to the 83. PED is looking really interesting. Was about to buy that dip around 180, but I was looking for a move, or 180, like 190 pretty much. I was looking for the move into the 180, so I didn't buy it. That was a really, really strong. I honestly thought MOXC was going to be the gapper out of the gates, but PED looked to be surprisingly the one. So, wow, that was impressive. I think people are definitely a little bit weary on this ticker right now. You got to be very careful on a ticker that sells off this much. It's not just like buying dips and hoping for the best. It's really hard to understand sometimes why it's selling off so much. And then, you know, sometimes if you don't understand it, which I don't understand, sometimes it's better not to trade until I feel a little bit more comfortable in terms of order book reversal possibilities, which I would probably in the 70s. Possible entry here at 79. I actually thought the price was going to go just a tad bit lower. Watching PED, looks like MOXC might have a bounce here off of 2.8. I think there's pretty good, you know, decent risk reward on this one at the moment. No, we'll not be trading these stocks most likely tomorrow. David, no. What happened? This thing was so vicious, man. MOXC. Did you get stuck in it? This thing was like a terrifying ticker out of the gates. We haven't seen a sell-off so strong. 17% move. Huge support around 2.8. I was looking for an entry there. Didn't get it. Something's weird with PED. Yeah, man, this thing is literally doing the exact opposite of MOXC. Here's PED on the charts for you guys. I'd probably still be focused on this one for a possible entry, a little closer to 1.8. I don't know if that's going to even be the case, but with the way this one was moving up, you know, maybe it's going to move down just as fast. I don't know. We also have PER kind of popping up here. It is a sub dollar. I typically don't look at those. Nah, it's a little very unclean. I'm going to keep focusing on MOXC. MOXC, I would still be careful here. If you guys are up on this one on any sort of dips, just remember this is, you know, you're selling on the way to the downside. So you want to take those profits fairly quickly, usually. I'm sure you guys know. Just a quick little reminder. If anything, it's a reminder to myself. Yeah, David, I feel you. Honestly, it hit instantly popped to VWAP. That was a really impressive move. Here we go, pulling off again. Sell volume has really faded on this one. But at the same time, you got to be careful because that sell volume is really impressive on it. At PED just flushed 20%, 18%. That was a very wicked flush. Wow, what a freaking open, guys. This was a crazy open today. I've only made one trade since the market opened. MOXC selling off again. Small entry here. looking for a bit of a move higher. Decent support we had at 167. That was a pre-market key support zone. 20% sell-off, just a lot of selling momentum on this one. $71 seems to be a bit of resistance. Took some profits there at 72, very, very small trade. Thought we might see a retest on the EMA, but I'm not going to push it on this one because so far it hasn't had more than like a 2 green candle in a row bounce. So I'll just do a quick little base hit. I'm not going to ask for too much on this ticker. Watching the order book for entries, watching the price to, you know, try to slow down a little bit. Just keeping it very simple here, simple price action. PED selling off again. Whoa, PED just flushed 176. Well, it wasn't that bad of a dip. That was just all happened really fast on a big 5-minute candle. I wonder if it's going to hold. Took profits too quickly on MOXC, it looks like. Nice move on MOXC. What I should have done on this one was probably scale out a little bit better. But like I said, taking profits on a dipper like this is usually always the right idea. Might have a nice reversal at one point. Let's keep an eye on this one. Anything closer to the 2.5 is going to see a lot of support come in. AIM. Five-minute bounce on PED, new 5-minute candle started, and it's looking pretty interesting with that big bounce territory starting at like 172, I think it is. Man, this thing is so quick, you know, just like that, 6%, but it's like on a bounce, on a backside bounce. That's much bigger than usual. Here we go, MOXC trying to break the 9 EMA. Has like a pretty consistent little uptrend here, all the way to 280 even. We closed at 272. BBIV moving nicely. Yep. Whew, that was intense. MOXC trying to push again here to the downside. I'm not really sure if it's going to get another big candle though. PED is trying to break back above VWAP. I'd be careful though, because right now it's not a 5-minute candle breaking a new high, so it's not as nice as a setup. It's not an A+ quality setup, so I'm not going to be trading PED right now. MOXC for the first time has much bigger buyers on the order book. Haven't seen that since the open. It's quite the little sell-off Sally that we had here. MOXC, I would not be surprised if it had a break above the 9 EMA. Right now it's 948, almost 949. I would probably trade the break over the 9 EMA. We'll see what happens. You have to be really careful to avoid any sort of flush if it did happen. This could be the setup for a possible dip into the possible break, into the possible flush. PED has sell volume just kind of withering away a little bit. I gotta check out AIM. I'm not looking at it at the moment. Wouldn't mind checking it out in a second. 270s getting chipped away. This is where I think we might have a little bit of a dip. I don't think it's gonna be a super strong dip. We'll see what happens. $271. Ooh, that was a bit of a flush. Got a small size. Maybe we'll get one more small size on this one. One more small size here at 265. Have a stop at 62. Out at 62. I don't think that was actually the best idea. Let's see what happens. Had to manage my risk though, so it is what it is. Whoop. Look at that. FED, guys, had a 5-minute breakout. Looking really good on the 1 minute as well. Keep an eye on this one, guys. It's looking pretty good. Fortunately, I just stopped out at MOXC. Dip was a little bit stronger than I was looking for, so I had to manage my risk on that one. I was actually expecting a quick little pullback and then a break back above the 90 EMA, so that did not happen. I'm going to look to maybe trade this one again as we approach 53. You just got to be careful, guys. Like these dips, if they don't work out, it's not really something that you want to really be holding. So dip trading it's always one of those sketchy kind of setups. We have definitely big support around like 157. I would probably think about building a size in the 50s. Also, you got to remember, if you're not super confident with certain setups like breakouts for me, I always like to use smaller size. That way it's a simple risk management strategy that I've found to be found that works quite well. There we go. First entry there at 57, second entry here at 56. Still not necessarily a big position size. PED just had a wicked flush. I think PED is also a bit of a tricky one to trade. Like those typical pullbacks that you would expect, let's just say aren't that typical. PED. Some bigger buyers coming in now. Anything in the 64s would be a great place to take some profits off the table. That would be close to the EMA. Took some profits off the table there. Taking the rest off profits off the table, probably a little bit too soon. Yeah. I just don't really trust MOXC, so I'm taking my profits really, really quickly. I know probably much quicker than I should, but again, I don't really trust this one. I don't really trust PED. I'm having a hard time. You know, like every time I want to entry on PED, I'm looking over to it. I'm like, all right, here's a good time for an entry. Boom, wicked flush. So it's like super not clean. And then MOXC, you just don't know if it's going to be, you know, 3-4% bounce or if it's going to be another 6-7-8% flush. So you got to think like, how am I managing my risk on these tickers? And right now, I think today's like just not an easy day to trade. Sell volume is really fading on MOXC. I'm generally wondering how much lower it can go. 256 seems to be huge support. Just cracked 253. Wow, that's really impressive. $253 tends to be pretty good support. I wonder if 253 is going to hold. I don't even really see this one still selling off here. Let's see what happens. Possibly breaking back up. Yeah, I could really see a break at the 9-minute EMA at one point. New 5-minute candle is going to start at 2 minutes and 30 seconds on MOXC. Right now we're at a red 5-minute candle. I wouldn't be surprised if the next candle started red, the next 5-minute candle started red on MOXC, and then it actually turned green. That's what I would be looking for. So that means we would probably be seeing something in the 49s or the 52s on MOXC. So let's see what happens. Still tons of sell volume on this one. This might have an absolutely beautiful reversal at one point. Like, you know, quick 10%, 15, 20%, but it could also just keep selling off, but I don't know. If something goes up a lot, it typically goes down. If something goes down a lot, it doesn't always go back up. That's a bit of the mix. At PED, Look at that little pop here to back to the 9 EMA. Really nice move off of 169, 8% move, just like that. I love the way PED moves. It's so quick. But it flushes so hard, so it's so hard to get a good entry, I feel like. Do I know what stocks I'll be looking at tomorrow? No, Sally. I did, yeah, I mean, opportunity cost. There's 1,000 of stocks I could be looking at. Right now, I'm watching MOXC and PED. I feel like I have a better groove on MOXC, even though it's selling off, which is, you know, probably not for everybody. So you got to know your personality. Everyone's a different trader. The way I trade, I do not necessarily recommend it for anyone, but yeah. Mike. That could be a reason why I would enter it. Thanks, Sally. I'm just trying to be honest though. Like everyone's got a different style, different personalities. That's why the market's so fun, you know. MOXC is really looking like it's going to try to break the 9 EMA here. I don't know if this is going to be the break of 9 EMA. This could be it. I was looking for that 53 entry, which is like kind of upsetting because I think I might have missed that perfect reversal, which I was waiting for the whole time. Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, it's not the biggest bouncer. PED is a much nicer, much quicker mover. Let's see what happens here. 260. 260 needs to get chipped away. Last candle was actually a gray candle, which is a break-even candle. I don't think this is going to be a breakout, to be honest. This is looking too weak. 260. Oh, no, it actually might be. I don't know. It's gonna whatever happens. I'm not on. I'm gonna miss it. Oh, I can't watch. I'm missing it. Oh well. I think I need to take a breather. Maybe get a sip of water. King shit. No, Ross is great. I love. We can always talk about Ross. He's a epic trader. Well, it's a shaky break of the 9 EMA, so that's why I would have not traded this one. I would have tripped over myself so hard on that possible break of MOXC EMA. Nice, Michael. No, we post them every morning. Matt Skills. People trip about him sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I probably because if you watch him for months on end, it's just like pretty impressive what he's able to consistently do, and then like. I don't know. He does what he does really, really well. And then some people are like, "Is he a scam?" And you're just like, "What?" Like, he's just trades, you know. I think the problem with the day trading and stocks and all that stuff is like there's so many scams in terms of like people trying to sell you the dream. So it has sometimes like a shady kind of feel to it, which is really unfortunate to all the people that actually, you know, are real traders. But whatever. That's probably like in most industries in a way. What do I think about HTBX? I was looking at HTBX yesterday. I didn't look at it today, so I don't really know. But I guess that means it doesn't have too much volume today. 14 and you day trade. Wow, impressive. It's really cool, man. Yeah, he has huge capital. That's true. Hey, I mean, if anyone sticks for it, with after multiple years, anyone could, do what Ross is doing. It's not like rocket science. You just got to stick to it long enough, become comfortable with it, get confident with it, and anyone could be trading that size, trading his strategy. It's all very public and open. So I think that's the reason why I would respect him, because it's just like anyone could do it, but who's got the commitment to practice trading for 10 plus years and get that good, right? So that's a whole level. That's a whole nother level of skill. Nice VBIV. I actually haven't been looking at VBIV too much. I've been kind of waiting for MOXC to have a bit of a flush. VBIV had that 100 million float, 150 million float, US biotech with that preclinical data for coronavirus, one dose vaccine. So it is actually a really, really nice looking or sounding ticker. And we did break some key resistance here at 4.5. I could probably see this even going all the way to 525 or so. So it looks like a pretty big flat top here. Maybe it's going to have a bit of a curl. See some new support here, close to VWAP. So let's see, this could be a pretty nice area for VBIV. PED sold off again. Those moves on PED are no joke. I'm going to put MOXC on my second chart. That way I can watch this one and keep track of some other tickers with you guys. If I trade MOXC again, I'll obviously switch the chart and you guys will hear it as well. But for now, let's see. For now, VBIV looks much, much more interesting. Thanks, Corey, for bringing that to my attention again. This is a much bigger ticker as well. Like, this thing's gonna move much slower. So using bigger size on this one actually would be okay. So last pullback here. NASDAQ is red on the day, but the Dow Jones is green. Actually, I love that combination. I find that trading small caps, that's usually some of the best small cap trading conditions. I wonder what Space is up to. So last pullback here was about 7%. We're right here at around 5% on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe went a little bit lower into like 69 territory, and then I might pick some up of VBIV, look for a secondary breakout. I'm gonna get rid of this line because I typically don't trade trend lines. I just kind of wanted to throw an example out there. Space 1697. Yeah, probably could have, would have took some profits on that one. But I'm ready to average down on SPCE if I need to. I feel you, Shurkant. Yeah, Michael, amen on that. Here we go. Quick little sell-off here. VBIV. Not sure how low it's going to go. Was kind of hoping that we would get that dip there at the 67. Was probably just a tad bit not quick enough. 1.7% move, not too shabby. To cancel my trades, I use Alt-D as a short code. Nice bounce on VBIV. I'm a little upset I missed that one. MOXC pretty much fell off a cliff with volume, so I'm not looking at it too much at the moment. Yeah. When do I buy on the VWAP bounce? I actually don't like VWAP bounces. I'll either buy before the VWAP, looking for something like this, which I don't really consider a VWAP bounce, or I'll buy it on the break of VWAP for a retest of VWAP. Those are like the two ways I trade VWAP. I never really look for a perfect bounce off of VWAP. Here's actually a perfect bounce though. This is pretty nice, but I probably would have wanted to trade this one more in terms of like 9-minute EMA below it. So a little bit different, but great opportunity. So I don't know. Study the past and see if you could apply it to the future setups. I kind of feel like I missed VBIV. Let's see what happens here. I wouldn't mind buying a pullback to the 9 EMA if we break above it. That's a good tip, Kingship. Yeah, very light volume on AIM. Nine EMA is my blue line right here, kind of in the middle of the chart. Mad Skills, thanks for offering, but I actually totally agree with you. There's a few more things I need to organize in there because Heiko and my brother Heiko, also uses it. So there's like a few components in there that are a bit duplicated. I'm going to clean them up for sure. But thanks for the offer. I kind of have some plans already that'll do with it. But feel free to email me some ideas, alex@tradejournal.co. It's also in the video description below my email. But thanks for offering, man. Yeah, Mark, I feel the same way. The 9 EMA bounce is usually the one I'm looking at. Whoa, MOXC literally just fell off a cliff. Broke. It went from 260 to 240, 20 cents down on it. $2 stock is, oh man, there might be an offering on this one. This thing is selling off so hard right now. Ooh, what's going on? No, don't see anything control about, nothing new. Oh yeah, that was a 10% flushy wushy. Yeah. It's a toxic one. Yeah, once that one was pretty much done with volume, I don't know, I didn't really see more reason to keep looking at it. Yeah, I am getting some action. Always good to be humble, Matt Skills. Flushy wushy. That's just me losing my mind. What was I about to do? Let me pull up AIM, my second chart, so I can watch it with you guys. VBIV. Let's see what this puppy's back up to, and AIM. So I got AIM on my second chart and watching VBIV on my first chart, my primary that you guys see. Yeah, good call on AIM. This one really is picking up a little bit. I'm not sure what's the catalyst here on this one. Decreases infectious yield, supports further testing. Okay, so C19 News, good results on, looks like their Vitro model. feel like if I stand further away from my computer, I can see more. So sometimes my head is way too close to the screen. Does anyone else really want to trade VBIV besides me? Because I'm ready to jump on this like a little puma. DGLY, wow, I haven't looked at DGL in a hot minute. It's at 0.38. Oof, not really. I use TradingView all the time when I did crypto. Is VBIV set? Is this a double bottom on VBIV, or are we just about to break to a new low? I'm not totally sure. I kind of want to say this is a double bottom, but at the same time, I really am not sure. Anak says momentum is done on VBIV. Could be. Could definitely be. But I'm gonna give it another 15 minutes or so, and then kind of go from there. So was that the double bottom that we were looking at? That could have been the confirmation of a double bottom. It was a pretty decent little spike back to the upside on VBIV. I kind of like what I'm seeing here. This might be one of my last trades coming up here on VBIV. Nice, Tan, sweet. All right, so that was a clear double bottom. 83, a bit more support on this one. Looking for VBIV to break 5. That was a 5% move, so a sweet double bottom there. 5-minute breakout. We would be looking for a 1-minute pullback. Huge breakout. This is impressive. New minute candle starts here in 20 seconds. New candle starts pretty much now. Let's see what kind of pullback we get on this one. If we even get a pullback. Big buyers on 83. Don't they know that's where I wanted to buy? $86 possible. Man, I think I just missed that one. Let's give it a little second here. 20 more seconds for a new candle. $88, definitely some decent support there at 88. No, this thing's going up. Let's see if we can get an entry on this breakout here. 1500. No, I'm going to close out my orders. Yeah. Yeah. Missed that one. That was like a perfect pullback. Breakout is kind of weak though. Breakout is weaker than I would have thought. Maybe we'll have a second attempt here. Okay. So that was a bit more of a... Okay, this could just be a longer setup then. Again, I'm going to keep my conservative kind of touch on this one. 10.18 right now. This could be just be a reset here. 10.5. Is it gonna be the break of 5? Oh, 495. There's so many hungry buyers on this one. It just did not want to break that EMA. Wow, wow, wow. Break of 5. Here we go. Yeah, perfect. Congrats to anyone that got this one. I chickened out. I was like, I was like 1 or 2 cents too conservative on VBIV. Oh well. Pretty nice move here. Great call out on VBIV as well. Corey and everyone else who called it out. Really sweet. CLSK has volume. CLSK. I wasn't looking at CLSK. So typically I'm looking between 20 and 40 cents profit for a typical move on a $5 stock. I don't like the fact that there's huge resistance on this one at like 520 to 530. Possible pullback entry on VBIV. I feel it in my bones, David says. It could definitely do it. But I'm pretty much going to wrap up trading small caps in like 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on what we see. So I think there's a really, really good chance we're going to break past 508 fairly soon. Lacking a little bit of conviction right now. But yeah, here we go. 508. Boom, boom, boom. Can we crack it? Oh, again. Let's do another attempt here. Let's come back. This is like, I'm about to just take out the popcorn. $504. There we go. Support coming in. This could be the chip of 508. This could be it right here. No, that was the second attempt now. Second attempt rejection. Usually I don't give a stock more than 2 attempts. So I would have closed out on this one. So let's see what happens. 502, 504. Yeah, breaking 5 now. So on, I don't know, more than 2 attempts is always one of those things. Now, VBIV has 150 million float, so I shouldn't be trading it like a small cap because it's not a small cap. So maybe giving this one 3, 4, 5 attempts is actually the right idea. I don't know. I just have a hard time doing the over 2 attempts. So I would have got out on that failed attempt. Probably at like 503 or something like that since. So yeah, let's just see what happens. This could just be getting ready for a setup here and then have that actual break over 5. I don't know, everyone has a different classification for small caps. VBIV is at $1.1 billion. I typically call a small cap like anything under 500 million. I found some people say the same on the internet. Some people, it's all over the place. Like probably for most people, VBIV is a small cap, but we're literally trading stocks, between like 20 and $150 million volume. That's kind of our sweet spot. So this is like 10 times the size of the average stock we're trading. So to me, VBIV is not a small cap. It's not our typical bread and butter kind of ticker. That's all. Thanks for helping, guys. Answer questions in the chat room. I really, really appreciate it. If a cap is 100K, is that bad? You're not allowed to be listed on the NASDAQ if your cap is 100K. It's just not possible. You can check out all the NASDAQ listing requirements, obviously, on the homepage. There's several requirements. And that's why reverse splits happen to meet requirements. It's a big part of it. I think the requirement is like 2.5 million or something like that as a market cap. Yeah, 100 mil would be a small cap. In my eyes, again, it seems like there's no concrete definition. Like every website from Investopedia to, I don't know, all the big names will tell you something different. So seems like there hasn't been consensus of what's a small cap. I think you're like your typical large cap is like a typical blue chip. And then you got kind of like your high flyers, smaller companies, which might be considered mid caps, like anything from space to, I don't know, to anything over like $1 billion in my eyes. And then a small cap is really anything under $1 billion, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's very subjective. In the end of the day, it's like, what do you do most of the time, you know? And then you probably benchmark it based off of that. Yeah, I keep thinking VBIV is going to be an absolute killer of an entry at one point. It's just a little bit harder to say where that entry is going to be. I keep looking on the 5-minute chart. I love waiting for 5-minute setups. That would be around 289, possibly lower, maybe into like the 285s. This thing's extremely top heavy right now in terms of 5 being huge resistance. I think the possible upside on VBIV on such a large float is kind of limited. And I think that's kind of how it's trading right now. But the relative volume on today is huge on VBIV. Something that I probably didn't give enough credit to. This is big volume we're seeing here. Increased price target from $1 to $9. That's a pretty big price target increase. Two potential vaccines. The 1-dose vaccine, that's the one we were talking about earlier. So yeah, you guys are probably right. I mean, VBIV has huge potential just to keep crawling up all day. I would not be surprised. Now we're at 513, 514. So it looks like we just broke that 508 and nice upward trend here. Really, really sweet. I think I might have missed VBIV a little bit. 470 would have been a phenomenal entry. Yeah, it's right around here, 470. Yeah. Thanks, Rory. Appreciate it. Drop the like, guys. I really, really do appreciate all the likes. Really helps out the channel. Price target was raised to 9, yeah. Big buyers here at 508. Look at that. That's impressive. I might do a small position here on this one just to kind of ride this wave a little bit, which I think is really just getting underway at the moment. 507. AIM found support at 235. 511 getting chipped away. Nice move here, man. Really, really nice move. I was just kind of looking at it. I was like, I should be trading this. I mean, this like screams of like a perfect entry right around here at the 9 EMA. 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback. Everything was perfect about this one. I feel like I'm just kind of... I haven't been super aggressive on pullbacks lately. It's weird. Ever since the TOS crash, I don't know. But yeah, Corey, I feel the same way. I feel like at this point, I might just be over trading if I just keep trading, even though I didn't even trade that much today. I just feel like now maybe I'm getting a little bit more FOMO now on VBIV because I missed several good entries on it. Now I might just, get dumped into. So I feel like a small profit on this one won't even feel that great. But a loss, I just psychologically won't be able to control it in terms of like I'm down 1 cent. I'm just gonna get out of this one, and then it rips back up, and I think I'd just be tripping over myself. It's 10:30. I usually wrap up right around here anyway, guys. I do think VBIV is gonna be a great pick. So I'm not saying don't trade it. Just know yourself what you're doing, because I started trading today at like 6:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like I've been trading for a while today, and I'm already kind of like at the end of my brain capacity in terms of like clarity, and I just start getting a little bit more emotional past 10:30. So knowing that, I don't want to typically trade past 10:30. I mean, that was a perfect setup. Oh God, how much did he start with on route to $25,000 challenge? We started with 4,000. We're just about at $8,000. Although I don't actively trade that account anymore in terms of like day trading it, I swing traded now. Because we moved the challenge account to the IRA, which is a cash account, and then we are using the unlimited account right here for day trading the gap and go strategy. So small cap gappers. That allows me to do more trading quickly on these tickers, which is much more important. Taking base hits, taking profits quickly. That's very hard to do on a cash account. So cash account, I moved to swing trading a bit more, and it's working pretty nicely. I like this new setup. I'm getting dizzy looking at charts. That's when it's time to wrap up, Corey says. Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore. That's super true. Gideon says 25K. Yeah, so we're up today, $230. Pretty nice day. Actually, most of my profit came from MOXC, which is kind of ironic because this one was very sketchy. I'm really grateful to be walking away green with MOXC because getting stuck in flushes on that one was very easy today. You literally had to look out the window and you'd be stuck in a flush. PED, yeah, I only traded this once pre-market. I missed a lot of profit on PED. I could have probably traded it a little bit more. And obviously VBIV, that was probably some of the best late morning trading that we've seen this week. So I probably should have been way more aggressive on VBIV. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm walking away green here, so can't complain. It means you need food, Corey. All right, Dex, man, take care. Service not available. Anyone having A1 1AP Pro? Really? Keep us posted on that. Actually, I've only been trying out Webull pre 7 a.m. I don't like to have two platforms open after 7 a.m. So, if I can get some fills in early with Webull, I'm all about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, only 7 trades today. I'm trading way below my average trade amount, but still doing all right. A little bit less stoked that I haven't been as aggressive lately. So yeah, 7 trades today, 13 trades yesterday. Oh, that was actually more than I thought. Oh, that's because I was trying out some stuff on the platform. Like buy one share, sell one share. I was trying to recreate the issue. So these days are actually kind of fake news because they're much slower. So We're just about at the 30K mark though. That's pretty cool. Which is totally irrelevant since we take out money every month, so it doesn't mean anything really. But yeah, sweet. $230 profit day today. Not a big day, but better than a red day. And got to be grateful for any time you can walk away green, I think, because it's so easy to have a red day sometimes if you're getting too aggressive at the wrong times or just not totally in the groove. Shrikant, loss of 10K in 3 months will be, it's as much as a loss that sounds, it's not that bad and it's totally manageable. I've heard and experienced much worse myself before I kind of got a little bit more of a groove. I think the best way to recover your $10,000 is forget about your $10,000. Every day you come to the market, just think, can I trade the best that I can right now? And if that means not trading, that sometimes is the best thing, right? Cash is a position. Try to get the idea out of your mind of making back money and just like trying to trade the best you can every day. It's super tough. I know it's so easy said and really hard done, but that helps me overcome red days a little bit better. Just trying to think like, okay, who cares about yesterday? What do we have today? Yeah, it's easier said than done though. So, but I think with time you'll figure out what works, man. Also, what works really well with me is if I'm on a slippery slope, like April, I think it was. April was the whole month was like, I think I ended the month red like $100 or something like that. I started to use very small position size, which allowed me to like really chill a little bit. And then as I regained confidence, I increased my position size. It's also a bit of a double-edged sword because if you use too small position size, you start holding positions longer than you should. So it's a bit weird. Maybe another way to address that issue is be like, you know what? No home run trades. If it happens, it happens, but I'm never going to look for a home run trade. If I'm up, 2 to 4%, I'm going to take my profits. If I'm down, I'm going to quickly cut out. If my thesis is wrong, I'm out. That's also one way to maybe think about it. AIM right now, guys, is pulling back above VWAP. This one actually looks like it has power back in it. Woo, Corey, are you going to trade it? AIM, oh Lord, had a pretty decent volume breakout from VWAP, now pulling back to the 9-minute EMA and VWAP. This could be a continuation past 2.5. This could be the moment. I'm not trading it. My paws are off. So let's quickly open this up right here so I can document what time. How did you guys find AIM today, and why is it not on my ticker or my watch list? Yeah, look at that sell-off with VBIV. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, that's where I start making mistakes and start giving back profits at the end of the day. Need to work on some other strategies, Shrikant said. Yeah, review your past trades. Be like, what are my biggest losers? And I think you were already talking about this recently. And then just, if you have one strategy, like let's say it's breakout trading, that constantly over the last 100 trades has only performed negatively, just get rid of that whole entire setup. But yeah, Eugene's right. There's really no quick fix. It's like every day, just slowly getting a little bit better. Kingship says I picked AIM off of Ross's. Man, how did I miss AIM? It's pretty rare that I blatantly miss a ticker. This is pretty straight. It always bothers me when I miss a ticker because I'm like, no, why? Where did it go? What was I doing? I'll have to check my parameters. This is actually like perfectly in my wheelhouse. It's only up 17% today. That actually might be the problem. maybe it was just not being scanned, because I think I started scanning at 17%. Shrikant, I hope, man, I hope the best. Let us know what you decide to do. Keep us posted on the hopefully the recovery, the turnaround story. Be like to follow up on that. One flush killed you. Yeah, again, I would really start thinking about like, where are the problems coming from? Is it pre-market? Is it past 10:30 a.m.? Is it specific setups? And if you notice the big red ones happen every now and then around certain patterns, definitely just avoid those things at all costs. What's up, Satoshi? Happy to have you here, man. We're all good. It was a crazy open today, though, I gotta say. It was a very hectic. Yeah, David, and I also have that issue. That's why I get out of my trades so quickly, which leaves so much money on the table. But I'd rather have a little bit more consistency to my trading than have randomly big green days and randomly big red days. Because that stuff messes you up mentally. Ah, nice. Yeah, you know what? Actually, Satoshi, I have the same thing. I have my former gapper list right here. It's pretty long, and I also go through this quite often, and I'll look for like potential reversals, potential bottom bounces. I'm not sure if AIM is on the list, but after every trading day, I'll just pretty much do this, where I'm just like PED. That's a new ticker on the former gappers. We have U1, which we already traded, so that one's not going to show up. We have MOXC today. What else we got? CLVS. Did we trade this one? No, we didn't trade that one. VBIV. Yeah, it looks like we traded VBIV today. So this one didn't. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good way to do it. AIM. Did we trade this one today? Let's see here, or before. Yeah, it looks like we traded AIM in the past as well. Interesting. So yeah, it's right. No, that's not it. Where is it? Where is it hiding? If we just go to it here. There it is, yeah. That's a good idea. So check this one for anything kind of popping up percent change wise pre-market. And actually that percent change is wrong. It needs to be percent mark change. One second. Mark. So we have symbol last mark change. We don't need change anymore. Volume mark cap shares. That should solve that issue. Let's do the organization here. Noise! Yeah, I'm going to go through this list a little bit more often. I tend to only go through it like maybe once or twice a week. Maybe I should just make that a habit every morning, but it's a bit of a beast, to be honest. I feel like AM was stuck around 2.53 my whole life. That's funny. What would be the next entry on AIM? The dip that just happened. No, I don't know. Maybe it's going to have some sort of VWAP retest around 2.45 or something like that, but I don't know. It's kind of weird that it just had a huge spike of volume and then just kind of really dipped again. But still, even like 88,000 a minute is pretty decent volume, so I don't think it's going anywhere just yet. I'm going to quickly look at the space and shed a little tear that it didn't hold its highs. This is back to 6.9. You know, I was actually talking about an SPCE not holding its highs tomorrow, or I said this yesterday about today, because the breakout that we had was on such low volume that I was a little bit disappointed. Large companies are buying XPEV. What is my most reliable indicator? I really like the 9 EMA, and I really like just general support and resistance. I think if I couldn't do anything else, I would use general support and resistance. Then I would probably do the 9-minute. I like VWAP as well. I don't really trade based on VWAP, but I like to have it on my chart. And there was many years I didn't use VWAP, so maybe that's a bit more of like just a learned habit, but I don't think it's necessary. I definitely don't think it's necessary. But I like the 9 EMA, I like VWAP, and I like my clear red support and resistance lines because they give me like foundation. If I go to my account statement and go to profit loss, you can make a watch list of all that. Trading, passing, oh yeah, that's a good idea on your account statement. That's inside of TD Ameritrade, right? On the website, Satoshi. Ooh, XPEV just moved up to $20 to $22. Those IPO opens are always so like, is there like trading going on before the IPO in terms of like a private broker booking something? Ooh, AIM just flushed all the way down to 143 or 144. Now it's back at 146, 145. It's sketchy. All right, guys, I need to actually wrap up here. Like I said, if there wasn't anything super hot that I wanted to be trading, I would actually have to wrap up a little bit earlier today. Usually we do go to like 11 or 11:15, but unfortunately, actually not unfortunately, I got some plans and I'm excited about them. But I do enjoy my time here. So it is, I usually would always go till at least 11 if I don't have any specific plans. But all right, guys, I will see you then first thing tomorrow morning. I'll see you guys in the recap video. If you're totally new here, remember, we come out with a recap video after every trading day where we kind of review the trades, go over some swing trades, go over whatever is important, review some platforms, whatever is kind of like pressing at the time. And then we trade the market open live every day. The market's open starting at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, the chat room on the stream opens up around like 7:30, sometimes 8 latest. So you guys can already talk about pre-market trading. I'm in there as well. And then there's a Discord that we use for after trading. So like after the stream or just in general. We were talking about Webull in there this morning, talking about the scanners on Webull and how to scan for gappers there, which helped me because you guys pointed out some stuff that I was not aware about. So I like it. The Discord chat's definitely picking up, and it's good to see that. You can buy the IPO before the public offering. Okay, Eugene, thanks for, I got to really look into IPOs. IPOs have never really been my forte. I've never really focused on IPOs, but I would like to learn much more about them. Thanks for that, Satoshi. I'll definitely check it out. Watch this. Yeah, I got it. Eugene's a big advocate of the Discord. All right, guys, let's wrap up there. I'll see you guys later. And like always, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Don't do anything silly. Keep your profits. Don't overtrade. How can I join in the Discord? It's in the first link under the video, /connect, tradejournal.co/connect. There you can just get all the important links. You can get the Discord, the Facebook group, I don't know, there's a bunch of links in there. So just check it out. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao, ciao. That's what the Discord's for. I gotta turn off my laptop and stuff. I gotta video render. I don't think it would work. I don't know. We could try it sometime, but I gotta go for now. Ciao.